Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I wanted to share my bullet journal companion in a Hobonichi Sneaker Weeks. This is a Sneaker Weeks that I've used throughout the year. I started off as Faith and I've been going back and forth with it between bullet journal companion. Now how this works is I use it alongside with my planner. I will link, in case anyone is interested in my setup for my planner or my Sneaker Weeks, I will link that below. I have 2 playlists, so if you have any questions on that, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer any questions. But this is a bullet journal / Franklin Covey with a dash of GTD. I like to create my own systems, kind of, tweak it and add and subtract things as I needed on a month-to-month basis. This book that I use here as my main planner is a A5 Stalogy that I cut down to a wide size. And what I pulled out and added to my bullet journal here, companion, is my task section. So these are my monthly tasks. So I have them broken down to general, homeschool, planner, home, personal, and YouTube. And this is the way I've been doing it for years. And I pulled this out. I also pulled out my weeklies, and here in my dailies, I have a day on 2 pages. This is also a memory keeping system. I generally memory keep on the 2nd page, and that is very important to me because these books will go to my kids one day when I'm gone, and my grandchildren. And so what I do is I, memory keep, like rapid logging from the bottom up. And I used to write my to-dos here, but now, let me see if I can find one. But now I keep a little schedule here of, what I do with my grandbaby. And so I've moved that out into my bullet journal companion. So those 3 pieces I can, easily take out of my planner. And let me show you what I've been using in the past as bullet journal companions real quick, so you can get a bird's eye view. This is the last notebook that I was using for my just tasks. I didn't have anything else in here. I haven't covered any personal information, so I was just it's just messy planning. So basically I just, wrote, hold on here, let me get you a blank page. So here I just wrote my to-dos. If I had a phone call or just write notes, I just added it here. It was just very messy. I took a marker and just crossed things out as I did them. I really enjoyed this. I really struggled with going back into my Hobonichi Weeks, but I love the Tomoe River paper because that's why I use various notebooks, because I love the paper. I may put this Hobonichi Weeks away and go back into this. That is the joy of switching things up. In the past, I've also used 2019, 2020 Mega Weeks, and I've also used as a bullet journal companion, and I've also used for work, and I've also used it for Faith. So I love just using this and on a as needed basis. I've also used a pocket Filofax, and I also have a setup video on this in my channel. And this is exactly the same sections that I have. It's just in a ring, pocket rings format. And I can easily go back into this if I needed to. After I'm done with this, I will show you my 2022 setup because it's a cleaner version. This was just here for Faith. I generally don't like to decorate my planners this way just because I like using the spaces for information that I need. So this first area here is my inbox, and this right here, my calendar, what I did is I whited out the numbers and I just wrote out the month. And the pen that I like using in this is the Uni Jetstream. This is the pen I got in 2021 from Hobonichi. It comes with a 0.5, but I changed the ink out to a 0.7 and it works fine. And I prefer that ink because it's a lot darker. And then I use mile liners to highlight. Here I just use a Post-it, and I wrote out my November projects just to keep it before me Here I have just some post-its here. This is kind of like my inbox where I write information that I get from anywhere that I don't want to forget. So it's in a central place, and then I migrate to where it needs to go. This green post-it here is specifically green. This is to buy. So anything that I want to buy, I just put it here. And then if I need to go to the store, I can just pull this out and put, you know, take it with me. Generally, because this is small enough, I take my Hobonichi Weeks with me, but it's there and it's in one central place. So now I have everything tabbed the way I need to, you know, my sections that I want to get to quickly. So my next section is this section here. I've never used this in the past, but this year or this last couple of months, I wanted to think in the upcoming year how I would want to focus on, or what I want to focus on. So I really want to focus on my YouTube and keep track of it. I did in my pocket Filofax, and I think when I stopped using that, I kind of just stopped, you know, tracking, but I want to track my subscribers here. I do want to focus more being consistent in the new year, so I thought this will be a good area for that. My future log back here, it's in the back of the notes. Generally in a bullet journal it would be in the front, but because I used the front for, you know, different things, I had to put it back here, and I thought this is one central area that I can just tab and I can easily go to. So this is November and December. So November goes in my monthly. Oh, I skipped my monthly. So here's my monthly. This is November, and this is all my appointments, bills to pay, birthdays, holidays, important information. So this I have also on my phone, and it looks identical to this because I color code on my phone also. This is just for memory keeping sake. I like keeping a hard copy in my books, so, you know, when my books go to my children in the future, they can kind of get a synopsis of what I did throughout the month. Here on the sides, I don't have, I don't use stickers specifically because I need the space to write. In my tasks, my monthly task in my planner that you saw, this here, this goes in this section here. Because I can write really tiny, I can make everything fit. So this is my general, personal, homeschool, home, and YouTube. And then here I added an extra section. It's called field trip. Those are areas or things that I want to do with my youngest daughter, who's I'm homeschooling, and my grandbaby, who I'm, you know, babysit full time. And so I really want to spend time once a week to take them somewhere, and sometimes it's more than that, but at least, you know, want to try out for one time a week. For December, it's the same thing. Here I did change things a little bit. I had to go back to my previous weeks to see kind of what I liked from each section. And so here I added health, home, homeschool, personal growth, faith, and family. These are more directed toward my goals for the year. And because I really did not work on my goals this year like I wanted to, I kind of want to add like a snippet, maybe like one area that I want to focus on per month, and kind of, you know, put a general in there. And then here I can use for my general monthly tasks. Here in my weekly section, this is my current week. I darken the lines with pen because I have to see, I don't know, I was using it, let me see if I can show you. I was using it like this, and to me, when I look at that, it just looks like one page, and it's hard for me to distinguish the days. And so I went back, and like in my self-care weeks, I wrote out, you know, the date and the month kind of here, so I can distinguish each day, and then I darkened the lines, and it worked perfectly for me. In this section here, I have, okay, so here I have appointments, here I have to-dos, this is running to-dos, this is just, you know, I write notes, and here I just put a post-it of an idea of a tracker. I want to be careful on how I want to track, just not only be careful, but I sometimes tend to over track and then I don't use it. So I just want to track really things that I need to track. I just don't want to track for the sake of tracking and then not really use the information. Right now I switched one of my meds that I used to take in the morning and now I take at night. And so because it's a new habit, I want to add it here. I also give my meds to my cat. She's taking some antibiotics. And so because it's not part of my norm, I want to create a tracker for that. Down here I have stamps. This is for YouTube, and I also color code, so red is for YouTube, and then here is a phone for phone calls that I need to make to my family or places I need to call throughout the week. I did not like this because coming from this notebook, which had a lot of space for one day, going into this little box, that did not work for me. I also know about myself that I don't like running to-dos like this and then have to pick and choose each day. I like knowing each day exactly what I have to do. That's just the way my brain functions. And so this setup here I got from, I think her name is PaperJoy PH. I will link her video YouTube channel below in case you're interested, but she does a lot of week setups, and I just saw one that she had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and here I changed it a little bit. Actually, she has some other sections that I really didn't need. So Saturday and Sunday, I made it a little smaller because I don't have as many to-dos, especially Sunday. And down here, I added the space focus. So in this little post-it, I wanted to possibly add a menu. So if I want to add a menu, I can add it to the very bottom of my day and highlight it a specific color. For tracker, I wanted to maybe add a tracker here. When I think of things, I have to put it on a post-it. If not, I'll forget. And then focus for the week. So here I have it. So here could be either homeschool. This is Thanksgiving week. And so my focus may be more family. What do I want to do with my family when we get together? And again, it can change week to week depending on the need. And then here I can use, the tracker will go down here, but here I can use for anything else that I probably need to use that week, or it can just be a placeholder for my post-it. When I make phone calls and I have to take notes, instead of using it here, that I plan to use my, notes pages back here. So I will use, like I was using this notebook where I was using it for all that, because I will have that split now. This will be kind of like, my calendar, my to-dos, and here will probably be a running to-do, maybe things that I want to do throughout the week or important reminders maybe, and then a tracker, and then, everything else. Here I have an index of what I have in my note pages. That ranges from journaling, from sermon notes, to anything that I want to write, phone calls. Honestly, I don't use this for anything, so I keep on having an index, but I really don't use it. What I kind of do is flip through the pages, and because I already know what I have in each book, and I don't know, I've always done it that way. So back here, let me see. I rewatched the bullet journal, Ryder Carroll's original video, and let me see. Yeah, so I just wrote down some notes. I like to watch his video to refresh. I like to watch it at least once a year, because his video is very down to basics in bullet journaling, and that's what I like, just his basic system, and that's how I've always used it. So I took notes there. Back here, and this is what I've done in my past weeks, is I take 4 pages for Thanksgiving, and for the week of Thanksgiving, which starts tomorrow, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I break down what I want to accomplish each day to get me to Thanksgiving Day. In the past, I used to do everything. I mean, like everything in that day. and I will be exhausted by the end of the day. So I try to break up, like maybe bake and make some dishes. Wednesday, when do I need to take out the turkey? You know, what do I want to clean? That kind of thing. And then my family who's attending, those I've invited are not sure they're coming. This is my grocery list. Extra that I want to get, like aluminum foil and stuff like that. What my specific meal was, desserts, games that we want to play that night, or movies. And that will be dependent on my family, on like what they're in the mood for, because after dinner a lot of times we're all tired and exhausted, and I just have a little notes area there for any additional notes that day. Here is notes for next year, any improvements, what didn't work, and I like a timeline of our day just for memory keeping sake. And I have this in my planner, but I like to have all my Thanksgiving things like in one area. And then what we did Friday and Saturday. And then here is Christmas, and I would just flip through that quickly. And it's the same thing: meals, gift ideas, you know, timelines, memory keeping. Now here I won't keep pictures, that will go in my planner, but this will be kind of like a synopsis of our Christmas holiday. And then New Year's. New Year's is, our meals are mainly appetizers. We like to get like a variety of appetizers, like hot wings and jalapeno poppers and all that. And then I want to keep a timeline also, and of New Year's Day. So that is it for this. And then in the back, I have just this little pocket here with this little acetate with AM routine and affirmations. But this little notebook here, it comes in a set of 3. It comes the brown, the red. They're like little notebooks that goes into the Hobonichi Weeks in case you need additional note pages. So I decided to use this as my long-term list. And also there's a third one, a blue one, which I wish I would have, I misplaced it, and I found it after I already filled this out, but I can easily cover the red with something else. So here I have a list, and the way I have, sorry, let me get this out because of the glare is just glaring too much there. I have it kind of slid back in there, kind of like a folio in the back pocket. And generally these are a tad smaller than the weeks, so you can easily slide it in the book and it'll fit. So I have a long-term list here. This is the bullet journal challenge self-care. And then here I just put some post-its to use as an index. Now this I will use to let me know, what specific list I have in there, and I can easily flip through this so you can get a picture of what it looks like. That's all bullet journal. This is the most important personal development practice, 10 techniques to scribe. And a lot of this I've gotten, online or Pinterest. 10 journal prompts for anxiety, 10 journal prompts to overcome overwhelm. Spring, summer, fall, and winter bucket list. Brain dump trigger list, hospitality ideas. Packing list. Activities at downtime. I got that years ago from, I can't remember her name. This is pen information. Sometimes I forget like which pens are waterproof, water resistant, quick drying, and so I just have, I researched it one time, and so I just documented it so it's there and I don't have to redo it. Things to journal. Ways to use planners, anxiety help, and then I have some blank notes. So again, if I have any more additional long-term notes, that will continue to grow, so this will go to my 2022 book and on and on. So this is my affirmations kind of list book, and I also have an index there. The good things about this little notebooks is that you can create lists, and as you change from book to book and every year, these can stay here and transfer over to my new year, and I still have that information. So let me now show you my 2022. So I also have another print impression. It's in silver, and Again, this is big enough that you can add 2 in there, but when I add my other notebooks and as this gets chunky, this will fit perfectly. And again, I don't use the strings. I just use it, slide it in the back like a folio. So here in the beginning, as you can see, I did not decorate it. And here is a routines pullout that I created for myself. And this there. I'm not sure if I want to keep this in here or in my, you know, regular planner. So I haven't not glued it or tipped it in. Usually I tip it in here and it pulls out to the side. So when my pages are open, I can easily see it. Hope that makes sense. Here is my, I added tabs already. Here's my inbox. Here I did change, let me show you there. All the colors are different for each quarter. I wanted to keep, you know, distinguish between the quarters a little more. My goals, my inbox here, and then my to buy. Here is my YouTube section. Here is my month, but this is January, so I have the whole year already, you know, in there. In the Hobonichi Weeks that starts in January, you have extra months. You have let's see, January, February, March, so you can forward plan or future plan. And I don't ever use those, you know, pages. So what I did is when I took those note pages out of my 2019 weeks, I glued them in here. And so here I will have my yearly goals. So my, you know, my general goals that I want to have, I will document them here, and I have a tab there. Now starts my future log. You also have the month of December in here. And so I covered all those weekly pages up also. So I can use them and now as my future log, because I like my future log in the front. So it's February, March, you know, and I already wrote in all my activities. If there's anything that birthdays, holidays, anything like, I generally write in September that it's, you know, the Hobonichi launch is 9/1, jet pens, usually it's the second week. So things like that, activities that I want to do with my kids. If there's something like a project that I'm not sure that I'm going to do and I'm not sure where to put it because it doesn't go in my weekly, it doesn't go in my monthly, I will put it in my future log. And then here I just have 2 extra note pages just in case I need it for anything else. And then here starts January 1st. I have not set this up because I keep on going back and forth in my current weekly setup, but I will darken the lines. I just don't know how I want to format the pages. So here is my index. And then this was like an informational page that I really didn't need. So I glued down a note page, and then I just, so now I have a 2-page index. Again, I don't really use this, but the other one that I had for this year was a little crammed. And so I'm thinking if I spread things out a little bit, maybe I'll use it more. And also I'm not going to put every single item that's in my note pages. I'm just going to write down what, you know, the most important pages that I think, or information that I would need in these pages. So here starts my note pages, and here I'm just going to use for anything. This is a mega, so it has, let me see, I think it has 250, I think, yeah, 215 pages. So, and because I've glued in so many pages that I may be off on that, but I know I have at least 215. I will use these for like phone calls, any notes, any brain dump ideas, anything that I need to write, I will write here. And in the very back of my, from back to forward, I'm basically counted these sheets for my Thanksgiving and holiday notes, like you saw in my current. I like having that in each of my weeks. So I haven't set these up. I generally do that closer to, you know, Thanksgiving and the holidays for next year. So, but I counted off the pages, and so I have it a little post-it there. Here I just have 1 page for an index, I think. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, here I just have one page because these are only going to be a list for this year or 2022. Anything that's long-term, remember, goes in my red little notebook. So this is just list that I would need for this year. And so what I did for the informational, if you've used like the Hobonichi Weeks, you know, in the back you have like these informational sheets that I really don't use. So what I did is I covered them all up with note paper from my that I cut out from my previous sneaker weeks that I had extra of, and I created a little list area. So I just divided it between with this vellum, and it said list. So here's a pullout from Peanuts Platter Co. And I've had this for years. It goes in a pocket, but I thought it fit nicely there. These are family gift ideas, so it's like one box per family. Here is my wish list. And the wish list, because it's short term, it's just for 2022, I added it there. This is my Hum 100. I really haven't used this in the past, but because I'm using the front for YouTube, for my subscribers, here I thought I can track my videos, the specific videos. Now, if I do 2 a week, I need 104, which is more than this. This is only 100. And so I used the very next page and I just numbered it to 148. If I do 1 video a week, it's 52. If I do 2, it's 104. If I do 3, it's 156. I just wanted to put numbers there just to play with the idea, but I wanted to give myself enough space to write down all the videos that I make. Therefore, I have documentation. This is for shows or movies I want to watch this 2022. Sometimes there's like a trailer and I'm like, oh, that looks like a good movie or show, and I want someplace to write it down. Here are shows that I'm actually watching, like series. Sometimes when I'm done with the series, it's not coming out till, I think there's like 2 that are coming out in like the summer or the spring, oh no, the fall maybe, yeah, the fall of 2022. And so I forget those dates, and so I just want to have a space to write them in. Here are meal ideas. Sometimes I kind of make, not me because I don't cook all that much, but my daughter cooks a lot, and so I want to kind of start working and creating meals more. So that's one of my goals, and I thought I can just keep like a list of different ideas for me to make. I don't know, it's just easier to look at a list and say, okay, I want to make, chicken today with, potatoes, and different ways to make potatoes, that kind of thing. These are things to do in 2022. I want to this is specific to me. Like I want to, go to a new restaurant that I've never tried before. There's certain restaurants that I've written down, like I want to go to or take my daughters to. And I don't know, I always seem to forget. And so I just thought I'd make a quick list here. Things I want to try, maybe a new hobby or learn something new. This is kind of where I want to keep it. Planner expenses. I really want to keep track of how much I spend in my planners because I just have so much already, and I really want to be conscientious in 2022 that I just buy what I need, not more than what I need. And if I need more pages, I can just tip something in. Yearly projects. This is kind of where I want to keep like a running list of everything that I want to create in a year. This is different than my goals. These are mainly home projects. This right here, the next page is a little post-it with all my automatic payments that comes out of my my checking account. And then I just have some blank. So if there's anything else that I can think of, I have that. And again, if it's a long list, it will not go in this book. This is only short term for 2022. Therefore, it's easy to update. And here in this last sheet, I always keep post-its. I keep the smaller ones on this side. So this back here, I keep the bigger post-its in case I need to, add more in the front for my inbox. And here I just have a little GTD pullout that I've had for years. And back here, I have a little Target dollar spot pocket that I added, and I have covered the glare there. And this is my bullet journal quick reference guide. that I think is Tiny Ray of Sunshine. Yes, she from tinyrayofsunshine.com. She created this years ago, and I always keep it in every bullet journal companion that I've had. Sorry about the glare there. And I just slide it back here, and that is basically my bullet journal companion. Now, will I use this, you know, all year round? Probably not, but this is already set up that I can easily transition. But the notebook that I really enjoy using is this one. I may continue using this as a brain dump, kind of, you know, like a longer list of brain dump. Instead of using all my note pages back here for longer, I can just use this. But that's all I have. And if you have any questions, please let me know below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you that watches my video. That means a lot to me. And thank you so much. Again, till next time.